Good morning, guys. Hopefully, the video quality is a little bit better. Not necessarily, I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I don't think it made sense in my mind anyway. Anyway, had to get a new phone. I don't know what the deal was. I'm not saying it wasn't holding a charge, but it was difficult to charge, and no matter what, um, I don't know. No matter what charger I used, it wouldn't hold for some reason. It wasn't charging. Um anyway, uh I'm not even sure if I even really have much to say this morning. I want to make a video, but I'm just like I said, I'm not sure. Little update. There's really no updates, really. I mean, I guess just one of those rambling videos. Just dropped my son off at school. Today is Wednesday, but it is my Sunday. So, um, I don't know. Just going to try to be a little productive today as much as possible, especially before it gets a little warm. I don't think we're quite out of the woods yet as far as it being warm. It's not hot like how it has been, but it's definitely gets pretty warm. Um, I don't know. I'm looking forward to autumn, but no, still haven't even eaten breakfast yet. Really, I tried to, yeah, kind of slept in a little bit and had a big glass of water, a cup of coffee, did the vibration plate for my feet and my legs. I don't know, that always feels good. Kind of get things moving along a little bit with the circulatory system. So, did that, did my devotional, did a little Bible reading this morning, and did that. And here shortly, I'm getting ready to, well, I have the batteries charging for the lawnmower for the weed eater. So, yeah, much needed stuff that needs to be done, and other stuff that needs to be done. I'm not gonna say that it's not gonna get done, but I think that's gonna have to be in stages with pulling weeds and just doing little things here and there. I've been wanting to do things like that after work, and I've been waiting for the weather to not be in the 90s. I know it could be worse, trust me, but after going and working all day, I don't know, either most people, not trying to be lazy, but I'm just saying, stuff like that's not exactly ideal. After being at work all day, the last thing I want to do is yard work after work. But you know what? It is necessary, and I don't know, it seems like in a way you can kind of be rewarded with doing everything you need to do on the days that you work, so that way when your days off actually get here, you don't really have much to do. I don't know, that could be good, that could be bad. Being too idle, I suppose. But I don't know, maybe you can go somewhere, do stuff, go get that cup of coffee, go take a walk, go to the library. I know, boring. That's just me. That's just me. I mean, I do other things, of course, but that's just me. But then I have to go to the neighbors and do a little touch up in the backyard. Well, actually, the front yard. It's a long story. It's a long story how it's set up. It's like a big property, and there are two houses on the property, and what used to be, I don't know, you could say like the front yard has a fence so it separates both properties. To me, it's a backyard just because of how it's set up. But technically it would be actually considered the front yard. And where the front yard is, to me, it's the backyard. It runs along an alleyway. It's just how it's set up. I don't know. It's I don't want to say it's odd, but I don't know. It's just different. But yes, I have all of that going on. Shoot, I don't really know what else to say. Not really much of anything else. Yeah, still need to make breakfast. Haven't done that. I'm trying to figure out. I know eggs are going to be involved, some scrambled eggs or something good like that. Other than that, I don't know beyond scrambled eggs what else I really need. I don't know. Sometimes that's the only thing that sounds good to me. Got to prep my lunches for the week. Actually, we have some leftover goulash. And I'll probably at least pack about 2 days worth for that. And then try to figure out things from there. I need to prioritize protein. Definitely a little bit more. I don't know, I may do that at dinner time, prioritize protein. I try to prioritize protein also at breakfast time. But I've been doing, I guess while I'm on here right now, I might as well say I've been, man, people, y'all need to watch where you're driving. See, people on these busy roads, they don't pay, a lot of them don't pay attention. They want to look at everything and sightsee instead of just paying attention to what they need to be paying attention to. And it kind of irks me because I can see when they start to veer off toward my car, it just irks me. Looking at their phone or just doing anything but what they should be doing. Of course, that can go in any kind of different direction. That could be applied to anything in life, really. Being focused and trying to go in a certain direction that you need to be going in, but instead your focus is being taken off onto other things. You're being sidetracked. You're not focusing on the end goal, point A to point B. But that can go in so many ways too. It's like, when are people gonna learn? Focus. All this I'm saying, that this could even be for me too, because there's been plenty of times where I've gotten off focus myself. But yeah, for some reason it's painful to watch people get themselves into messes. But I don't know, it's I'm one of those, I'm not going to give you my personal opinion. I'm not going to tell you anything unless you ask me what my opinion is. I'm just one of those, I don't like to make waves. I don't like to make unnecessary waves if I don't have to. I don't like to make waves in general, even if, I don't know, maybe every once in a while I like to make waves, but most of the time I don't like to make waves. I try my very best to avoid any kind of negativity like that, but all in all, I mean, if somebody were to ask me for my personal opinion, I'll give you my honest opinion. I'm not going to airbrush it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Now, I will give you my opinion in a respectful manner, in a loving manner, but I'll give you my honest opinion about stuff. I believe it's all in the approach to how you give your thoughts, your opinions, because honestly, I believe that when you give somebody your personal opinion, like if you disagree with what they're doing or how they're approaching something or how they're going about conducting themselves in whatever way. Like if you're really sincere about things, I believe it's all about your approach. Your timing, your approach. Your timing should basically be when they're ready to hear what you have to say. If they're going to get mad, storm off, it's not worth telling them anything. When they're finally ready, and like I said, it all depends on your approach. And I'm not saying to airbrush or sugarcoat. Focus on your approach. Patience. That's another thing too. Give them encouraging words to lift them up, but give them good sage advice also on how maybe they can make whatever situation they're in better. That's what I think. It's all about the approach. If you come at somebody hostilely, I think that's a word, hostilely, in a hostile manner, and if you're gonna come at somebody like that, there's gonna be resistance there. I mean, it's not to say that there might be a little bit of resistance anyway, but there'll be less resistance if you come at somebody in a loving manner, serious but loving, and you come at them in a way that's going to be constructive, not destructive. I mean, anybody can tell somebody, I mean, I know how it feels sometimes, it's like, it feels like you're beating your head against the wall when you try to help somebody and they keep asking you for advice, but they don't do it. They just don't. And with things like that, I just would never tell them anything unless they have. I don't know, unless they ask you. I'm definitely wouldn't give my input or advice. But then there also seems like there comes a point to where, you know what? I've had patience. I've tried to help this person. I've given them sage advice, but they just don't want to follow it. So honestly, I think it would be all right to where there comes a point in time to where it's like, you know what? No, we're not doing this. We're not playing this game. I still love you. Make it a point. Hey, I still love you. I'm praying for you. But I'm not going to, I guess in essence you could say, from scripture, to cast your pearls before swine. Because what are they going to do? They're going to trample those pearls. They're going to trample that advice or that wisdom, that sage wisdom. They're not going to do anything with it. And then I don't want to say you have wasted your time, but you've used up your energy that you could have been using on people that may want your advice, that may want that sage advice, that want to actually better themselves. Well, I guess my rambling video kind of shifted a little bit. But yeah, I just, I'm not saying I completely have everything together with myself, but there's a lot of things I have learned in the almost 44 years that I've been alive. And to me, it's one of those, if you're repeating the same mistakes that you've made in the past with anything, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? I'm not saying I'm not prone to error. I'm not prone to making mistakes. But if you're making the same mistakes, same question, what are you doing? you probably should reevaluate your life choices and reevaluate the things that you do. You know, sometimes we get in trouble or get into certain situations because of our mouth. You know, if you're the type of person that likes to run your mouth, all you're doing is giving people fuel or ammo to use things against you later down the road. If you're one of those that likes to hop on Facebook and just air out dirty laundry, and that likes to run your mouth about anything and everything, you know, don't tell too many people your plans or what your plans are. Don't say anything, just do. A lot of times I don't say anything because if I don't do it, then I might have people ridicule me, or they might silently, they might not say anything, but I don't know. The older I get, the more I don't really concern myself about the judgment of others. Because at the end of the day, it's my cross to bear when I do or don't do something. But, I don't know. Like I said, if you keep making the same mistakes over and over, I don't know, maybe you must enjoy it, or you must enjoy the attention. I don't know. Some people just maybe have a way of attracting negative stuff. I don't know. I know I don't, not trying to sound new agey, but I don't try to send out that kind of vibration of negativity. I don't like negativity. I don't like making waves. I don't know. A lot of times that's why I keep to myself, or I'm a homebody. I don't know. I just don't really like negativity. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a homebody all the time, not as much as what I used to be. I do obviously get out, but I don't know. I enjoy a little bit of the quiet life. I enjoy simplicity. But alright, guys, other than that, I am truly, truly rambling. I need to hop off and get some things done. Alright, guys, just remember, out of everything, sage advice, be patient. Be patient with those. Come at them in a loving manner. And moreover, I think patience, really, and knowing when to draw the line. Knowing when to say, okay, you know what? You keep asking, be truthful. That's the thing. Truthful. Communication is key. If you don't communicate, they're not going to know. But it depends on your approach, how you communicate that. I mean, that's up to you. That's up to you, how you want to go about that. I know sometimes we could all be stubborn in general. And it's like, sometimes you probably want to yell at that person, or like, hey, what are you doing, Why do you keep doing the same thing over and over and over? I know it can get frustrating, and I know it can. But like I said, focus on your approach, on how you tell somebody. Be honest about it, but focus on your approach. And like I said, construct, not destruct. All right, guys. As always, love you. Take care.